right, here we are with the problem set. Now, here we have to read the directions and we're going to figure out what we need to do. Now, in my class, if kids feel comfortable, they can kind of keep a step ahead of me and check back with how I'm doing with their work and go from there. So I'm not going to have time to get through all of these problems today, so I'm going to kind of do every other one. Okay, so teachers, I'll give you the answer card and you guys can kind of figure these out together if you'd like, all right? So here we go. It's number one. Well, model each problem with a tape diagram, solve, and answer with a statement. Still, 3 steps to do, okay? The potatoes Beth bought weighed 3 kilograms, 420 grams, okay? They usually come in like a bag or something from Hannaford. Her onions weighed 1,050 grams less than the potatoes. Okay. So right off the bat, it weighed less than those potatoes. That's a subtraction there, okay? Here's the question. How much did the potatoes and onions weigh together? Okay, there's my second step. So first I'm going to write down how much the potatoes weighed. So P for potatoes. And I'm going to write down my tape diagram. And how much did those potatoes weigh? They're right there. 3 kilograms, 3 kg, and 420 grams. That's how much they weighed, okay? Now, the potatoes weighed less than that. So here's my potatoes. They weighed less. Or the onions, I'm sorry. The onions, they weighed less, okay? So I'm just going to make that O. We don't know what that is. And they weighed this much less, 1,050 grams less. So they weighed that much less. So I got to take that off. So 1,050 grams less. Okay. So that's my first step. I got to take this weight, take that off, find out how much the onions weighed. And the second step is to find out, well, how much they both weighed together. All right. T for together. All right, I can do that. So let's do step 1. So step 1. All right, step 1 is this one, 3 kilograms, 420 grams. And if you know anything about me, I like to make them all the same first, all right? So I'm going to convert this kilograms and grams all to just grams because this one's already in grams, and it's going to be a lot easier to, I suppose, to subtract that way. So I'm going to write down 3,420 grams. Kind of reminds me of what we did yesterday. Minus 1,050 grams. And I'll find out how much the onions weigh. So, let me change colors here. 0 minus 0, that's 0. 2 minus 5, can't do it. So I cross out the 4, leave a 3, make that a 2. Or a 12, I'm sorry. 12 minus 5, that's 7. 3 minus 0 is 3, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So the onions weigh 2,370 grams, or 2 kilograms, 370 grams, okay? So now I need to find out how much these two weigh together, okay? So now I know the weight of potatoes, and I know the weight of my onions, so I'm going to add them together. So I'm going to take this exact number again, over here, 3,420 grams, and I'm going to add that to the weight of my onions. Okay, so that's right here. This was the weight of my onions right there. So this comes to be 2,370 grams. Okay. Now I'm going to add those up, and I'll have the answer that I'm looking for, how much the potatoes and the onions weighed together. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 plus 7 is 9. 4 plus 3 is 7. 3 plus 2 is 5. Together, they weighed 5,790 grams, or, how could I say that? 5 kilograms, right, because that's in the thousands place, and 790 grams. Perfect. And I'm going to write it in a sentence. So the potatoes and onions together, right? Let me get that here. The potatoes, and onions together weigh 5 kilograms, 790 grams. Period. That one's done. Nice work. All right, so Let me zoom out a little bit. That's the first one, all right? I'm gonna skip this one, and we're gonna move on to the third one, okay? Teachers, feel free to go back and fill these in. I'm just afraid we're gonna run out of time, so you can do those extra ones if we have time. All right, so let's zoom in here a little bit and do number 3. All right, Cheyenne's barrel contains 6 liters, 775 milliliters of paint, period, stop. All right, she had a barrel that contained that much paint. That's weird, a barrel. Must have been one of those big containers. She poured 1 liter, 818 milliliters more. All right. She poured in 1 liter, 118 milliliters more. Okay, so she had this amount. She poured this amount into that barrel. Okay, I'm following that along. See, I'm stopping every period, and I'm trying to just say it in my own words what is going on in this problem. So I understand this so far. She had this amount. She poured this much more in. The first day, Cheyenne used 2 liters, 125 milliliters of the paint. So she must be painting something. At the end of the second day, there were 1,769 milliliters of paint remaining in the barrel. Okay, so how much paint did Cheyenne use on the second day? Okay, so let's start off with how much the barrel had to begin with. Let's just draw a tape diagram for that. So I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna say the barrel, so B, it contained, there's that barrel, right, like that, okay? 6 liters, 775 milliliters of paint. Okay, then what did she do? She poured in this much more. Remember, with addition, she poured it in. So I'm gonna add another little piece of tape at the end of there. Poured in 1 liter, 118 milliliters more, okay? So it looks like I gotta find out how much that is together. I bet you that's my first step right there. Okay, now on the first day, so I'm gonna put down D1, she used this amount right here. She used 2 liters, okay? So she used 2 liters, 125 milliliters. So she used 2 liters, 125 milliliters, okay? So that would leave me here, right? That's how much would be left after day 1, okay? So day 2, D2, after this, we need to figure out that there was this much left over after that. So I did my tape diagram kind of backwards here, but that's okay. What I'm gonna do is say, all right, so once I find out this answer here, I have to say this is how much was left, 1769 milliliters. All right, I gotta find out this is how much is gonna be left here. All right, so it looks like I've got 3 steps here. It's a lot of work. So before I get any more confused, I'm gonna start just doing this, all right? The first I gotta figure out is step 1 here. So step 1 is find out how much paint is in the barrel after she adds this much more to it, okay? So I'm gonna add, see, 6,775 plus 1,118. I just converted these all to milliliters, right? 6,775 milliliters, 1,118 milliliters. And add those together and figure that out. Okay, so I've got 5 plus 8 is 13. Down to 3, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 7 is 9. 7 plus 1 is 8. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7,893 milliliters. Okay, so that is how much is in it, which would be 7 liters, 893 milliliters, okay? But we're gonna keep it all milliliters right now. All right, so on day 1, she used this amount. She used 2,125 milliliters. See how I just converted that? It's 2 liters, but that's really 2,000 milliliters, so I'm just combining that. So she used that amount. When you use something, you take it away. So I'm going to take away from this total amount that she has. So up here is step 2. So I'm going to say 7,893 minus 2,125. See, that's where I got over here at this amount. It's going to tell me how much she's got left over. So 3 minus 5, can't do. Cross out the 9, leave an 8. 13 minus 5, I can do. That comes to 8. 8 minus 2, I can do that. 6. 8 minus 1, 7. 7 minus 2 is 5. Oh, cool. Only one regrouping. Milliliters. So after day 1, she's got 5 liters, 768 milliliters, or just 5,768 milliliters. Then she uses a certain amount. We don't know. That's the final question. And this is the amount she's got left over. Okay, so what we found out here was the amount that was left over after day 1. Now I got to take step 3. Let me move way out here to the end. Step 3 is take this amount, 5,768, and I'm going to subtract 1,769 milliliters. All right. So I'm glad that I just changed all this to 1 unit. All right, I'm just dealing with 1 unit. Now I'm glad that we had that lesson yesterday because that helps me quickly convert liters and milliliters to all milliliters. All right. So now I'm going to subtract this. 8 minus 9 I can't do. Cross out the 6, leave a 5. 18 minus 9 is 9. 5 minus 6 I can't do. Cross out the 7, leave a 6, make the 5 a 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. 6 minus 7 I can't do. Cross out the 5, leave a 4. 16 minus 7 I can do. That's 9. Look at that, 9, 9, 9. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it looks like she used 3,999 milliliters of paint on the last day. All right? So I'm going to write this out as a sentence, and I'm going to convert this back to liters and milliliters. So Cheyenne used, okay, let me slide this up a little bit here, used 3 liters, 999 milliliters of paint on the second day. Period. All right. She must have got 1 drop on her shoe or something like that. I don't know. Okay, good. That was the answer to that question. And then let's see, 1 on the back, and we'll call it a day. So we'll skip 4 and we'll do 5. Mainly because I can see through the paper here all my ink, and can see through the paper here all my ink, and here's my only open space. Okay. This one is about Zachary's gas tank. So, the gas tank in Zachary's car, let's see, there we go, has a capacity of 60 liters. All right, capacity, we talked about that, is how much you can fit in there, okay? So it's a capacity of 60 liters. So let me get that going there. He adds 23 liters, 825 milliliters to the gas to the tank, which already had 2,050 milliliters of gas. How much more gas can Zachary add to the gas tank? Okay, so this is how much he adds to it. This is how much it can hold. That's how much he adds. And this is how much was already in there. Okay, so we need to know how much gas he can add at the end. So there's the question right there. All right, so let's start off here. This is his gas tank. All right, this is the tank. Write down tank. He already has this amount in there, so I'm going to write that down first. There's my little piece of tape. He already has 2,050 milliliters, or as we know, 2 liters, 50 milliliters, right? That's how much he has, which was fine, okay? So now I'm going to say, all right, he adds this amount. So then he goes to the gas station or whatever, adds a bunch of gas. He adds 23 liters, 825 milliliters. See that right there? That's how much he adds to the tank. It says right there, he adds it. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add for that step. All right? Now, he's got a certain amount of room left over in the tank. And that's what we need to know. How much he's got, how much room is left, how much gas can he add? All right, so I'm gonna just label that G for gas. And over here tells us how much the whole tank can have. Can be 60 grams. All right, I'm gonna say gas here. How much gas, all right? G could get confused with grams. Okay, so if I add those together, I'll find out that whole amount. Then if I subtract it from my 60 grams, I'll find out how much gas he can add in. All right, so it looks like one step, two step. This is a two-step problem. So step one. Okay, step one. Let's add these two together. I've got 2,050 milliliters, and I'm gonna add it to 23 liters, 825 milliliters. Let's change all that to just milliliters to make it easy. So 23,000, so 23,825. All right, I'm gonna add that together. So here we go. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 0 plus 8 is 8. 2 plus 3 is 5. And 2 plus nothing is 2. So there we go. That's how many milliliters he's got in the tank. He's got 25 liters, 875 milliliters, or just 25,875 milliliters. Cool. Next. So now I got to take this amount and subtract it from the entire tank capacity. And that's going to tell me how much gas, how much more gas he can add. So step two. Step two. All right. Take this amount, 25,875, and subtract it from 60. Actually, this is 60 liters, not G. What's wrong with me? Liters, okay? So it's 60 liters. So 60 liters, how many milliliters would that be? Do you know? I just realized I've got that backwards. I got to put the bigger number on top. It's 60,000, right? That's right, 60,000 milliliters, right? Just multiply that by 1,000, you get 60,000. Then I'm going to subtract 25,875 from that. And I'm going to find out how much more gas you can get in there, okay? All right, so this 25 liters, 875 is right here. Those two combined. Now I'm going to find out this. So 0 minus 5 can't do, so I got to go out and borrow. All right, so this is going to go all the way out here to the end. So I'll do this the long way. Cross out the 6, leave a 5. Make that guy a 10. Cross out the 10, make it a 9. Make that a 10. Cross out the 10, make it a 9. Make that a 10. Now I can borrow from the 10s. Cross out that 10, make it a 9, make that a 10. So, let me zoom in on that. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 5 minus 2 is 3. Looks like I got 34,125 milliliters. Okay? I'm going to convert that back in my sentence. So, Zachary, I always like to use character names. Zachary can, Zachary can add 34 liters, 125 milliliters of gas to the car. Period. All right, kids, that was all for today. All right, if you have time, teachers, please get the other ones done and work your way through them. But that was our word problems today. So tomorrow we'll do a small little quick check on this, all right? A little Google's form-based thing to see how we're doing, okay? So Hope you had fun today. Enjoy your night. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.